Familicide is the term for kids who murder their parents, then move on to their siblings. It's one of the most devastating crimes that can be committed. And well, the Bever Brothers are poster childs for this term. Robert and Michael Bever made up two of the large family of 9 who lived in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The family was known to be extremely reserved, with neighbors not even knowing their full names until it came out on the news. The children were homeschooled and restricted from mingling with the neighborhood kids. According to Robert, he said his parents would constantly talk about people they hated and that they referred to the biblical apocalypse as a retribution against the world. Robert was the older brother and seemed to have a strong hold on Michael. Robert began to cultivate a deep obsession with serial killers and also fantasized about the Columbine massacre. In fact, his main goal was to outdo the massacre. According to him, their initial plan was to murder their family and dismember the bodies. They would then throw them in storage bins and place them in the attic. After that, they would steal the family car, shoot 5 random people, then eventually go on to kill at least 50. In a later interview, Robert stated that he wanted a body count upwards of 500. Around 11:30 p.m. on July 22, 2015, police received a 911 call made by 12-year-old Daniel Bever, who stated his brother was attacking the family. Police then tried to reach the father, David, by phone, but he didn't pick up. Police were then dispatched to the house, and when they arrived, they immediately noticed blood all around the front porch. They knocked on the door and heard a faint voice crying for help. They moved in and immediately found 13-year-old Crystal Bever, who was bleeding out from multiple stab wounds. They would then discover the rest of the family, who were all dead. However, 2-year-old Autumn Bever was left unharmed. Crystal described the scenario where she says Robert and Michael lured her to a bedroom where they slit her throat and began stabbing her in the stomach and arms. Michael and Robert both fled to the woods through the back door when police arrived. They were quickly found with the use of a canine unit, and the following interrogation is with the younger brother, Michael Bever. If you guys do enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing, as only 20% of you guys are, and I post weekly.
Well, man, I just kind of got thrown into this, so I was hoping maybe you could kind of just go back at the beginning when all this started and kind of tell me what happened, because I need kind of the details so we know and understand what you went through and stuff.
Okay, so like the very start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about 2 months ago.
Okay.
Is when we first really started talking.
So when you say we, who are you talking about?
Me and my other brother is also.
Your brother?
Yeah, who's he has to do with me.
And what's his name?
Robert Bever.
Robert? Okay. And how old is he?
18.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
A couple months ago, I think it got to the start of this year, we started talking about voodoo and rampage and stuff like that.
Okay.
I didn't take it seriously at first, but then he started buying like a body armor and stuff.
Where did he buy body armor from?
eBay and Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, legal.
Does he have a job?
He did at Mike Tech. He quit at the start of the year.
You'll notice from the very start of the interrogation, Michael will paint himself as an accomplice who had only slight interest in actually committing the murders, but was ultimately convinced by his older brother. Some might say this is a strategy he's going with to protect himself and put the majority blame on the brother, but with all evidence and testimony by his own brother, Robert, it's likely true. Robert seemed to be the mastermind behind the murders, who ordered all the ammo and weapons and had true excitement about the day it would happen.
And basically, it just kept escalating. He kept getting burned, and he asked if I wanted any, and I said yes, so he got me my own set.
Okay.
And then about a month, about like June 30th, is when he came to me and said he found out that he can legally buy guns without permit in Oklahoma, that he could.
Okay.
And that's when he started planning. And
Now you said he bought body armor, but you kind of said like a bunch of stuff. Did he buy? What else did he buy besides body armor?
Besides body armor, knives, and he was in the middle of buying guns and ammunition.
I see. Okay. Where did he buy the knives from?
eBay too.
Okay. Can you tell me like how many knives or what they looked like or anything like that?
I think he had about 3 normal knives and then 1 small kit in packs.
Okay. So then so he was buying weapons because you guys had talked about murdering.
Yeah, and he started planning again.
Okay.
And I went along with it because I didn't see the other way. I thought I wouldn't want to do it. I very quickly learned tonight that I didn't.
Okay. That you didn't want to do it?
I don't want to do it. I didn't, just because I didn't kill anyone.
Okay.
I stabbed someone.
Who did you stab?
My younger brother, Christopher.
Christopher. How old was Christopher?
9, I think.
What did you stab him with?
My knife.
What's your knife look like?
It's green, kind of like camouflage on it, so you might with.
On where your hand goes or where the blade is? It's camouflage?
Yeah, it's all camouflage.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
How big is it? Show me how big it is.
I think it's about this big.
Okay.
Handleable.
So what was Christopher doing when you stabbed him?
He was laying on the bathroom floor. Robert was also stabbing him. Robert asked me to go over and help him. So I stabbed Christopher and then,
Where did you stab him?
stabbed him back.
Really?
Michael is currently talking about his 7-year-old brother Christopher, who he stabbed in the neck. He claims that Christopher was the only family member who he actually stabbed.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
You okay? Let me know if you need a break or anything, okay?
I'm good.
So was Christopher still alive when you stabbed him?
Yes.
What was he saying and doing?
He was just screaming.
Screaming. Did you say it was in the bathroom?
Yeah, I was next to the toilet with that bathroom.
Who else was in the bathroom?
I think Victoria might have been in there. About
Victoria?
Yeah, my 4-year-old sister.
4-year-old, okay. I want to talk about that more, but we got to try to kind of stay like chronologically, if you know what I mean. So let's go back real quick. We talked about the ammunition being delivered, making plans. Tell me more about making plans and what you guys talked about.
Making plans, we plotted every night, and I started realizing we were actually going to do this thing on the second night. And so I started getting ready.
When was that? You second night? What do you mean?
July 1st.
Okay.
Because we started June 30th.
That's when you started making the plan?
Yeah, that's when we found out you could buy guns legally.
I see. Did you guys make drawings or write things down? Or
I think he had a journal. He basically had his ideas down. I think it's under his bed.
Under his
I
bed?
haven't checked that.
Is it like a
It's
a journal, like a notepad, or like
Yeah,
a book?
it's like a blank book.
Okay.
A black book. I think it's like a little case or
So
something.
you think he wrote stuff in there?
Yeah, I think he was planning it.
So then the second day you said that's when you realized that it might actually happen.
Yeah.
What made you realize that?
How serious he was. I mean, he was going through. He started planning on taking all of his money out of his bank and throwing away all his stuff. So
Why did he want to do it?
to kill people.
Yeah.
Well, mainly 2 reasons. I think it's because he just he says he hates everyone. He thinks society is pointless, and so he wanted to kill people.
Now,
And also he wanted to beat the kill amount of other famous people like Columbine and James Deacon Holmes.
Okay. Did you kind of feel that way too, like when you guys were talking earlier,
Yeah.
do you have a problem with society too, you think?
No, I just.
Or you were just more like the number of people getting killed was kind of interesting and exciting?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because you mentioned a couple names are those like serial killers or something?
What, like Columbine?
Yeah.
Columbine and James Deacon Holmes. James Deacon Holmes is a guy that shot up the theater.
In Colorado?
Yeah, he killed 12 and
Wow. How many were killed in Columbine?
Columbine, I don't know, 15.
Okay.
I think.
So was the plan to use the knives at first on the family?
Who's knows?
Because the guns weren't going to be here till later on?
Yeah, and the guns would be too loud.
Oh, I see.
So, going to use the knives on the family, which obviously did not go as planned. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
I just sort of the right swords right now. We didn't put more people out there.
Yeah. So then you picked a date, you said?
Yeah, which was yesterday night. That was the date.
Did you pick a time and everything?
Yep, yeah, midnight when most everyone was in bed except for Mom.
So how did you guys know? He just came and got you, or you got him, or what did you guys do?
We were hanging out in our bedroom waiting.
Okay. And so
How did you pick the date?
We were revolting on with packages and stuff we have. Because, all the ammunition, he didn't want them to see that. So we killed him the day before the ammunition came out, the day after we leave.
Do you guys not like your mom and dad? I mean, are they I mean, most teenagers don't like their parents, so I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean, mom was okay, but dad was a little bit,
Just a little bit too much.
yes.
What's insane to think about is that the brothers had no real motive. They both expressed some dislike for their father, but their mother was okay, and they had no issues with their siblings. They literally killed the whole family just to kill for fun.
So, you guys waiting in the room,
Mm-hmm.
and was it right when midnight, and that's when things started?
Right at midnight, my sister, she came in because she was getting to go to bed. She came in to tell us.
How old is
13.
Okay.
She came in to tell us that mom wanted us to get the kitchen done before we went to bed and put the cats up. And basically, we did what we planned. I got to my desk, and I had to look at something to this guy to roll up. We went up behind her, grabbed her, and slipped with you.
Really? What did he use?
His large red knife.
Okay. A large red knife?
Yeah, it's like mine.
How big is it?
It's like mine, only red. It's about
Oh, I see.
that big. And then she fell to the ground screaming. Mom and dad, mom came in first, and then
Is your room upstairs or something? I don't know. I haven't been to your house, so I don't know.
Her room is downstairs. It's towards the back of the
Okay.
house.
And so she fell down and started screaming.
Yeah, whatever. Kept stabbing her. I kind of freaked out because,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't planning on
Were you
this.
saying anything, or, I mean...
I just stood there.
Okay.
And then mom came in yelling, called the police. And then he went over and stabbed her.
Then he stabbed her?
Yeah, he probably stabbed her, pushed her, flipped her down the hallway, and got up and ran.
Okay.
She ran out the door.
Okay, so she sat down at your desk, and he slit her throat, you said?
Well, she was standing at my desk and
Oh, I
came up
see.
behind and slit her throat, and then she fell down screaming.
And then he stabbed her some more? When he was stabbing her some more, where was he stabbing her?
Her neck.
Oh, her
Her
neck.
neck and her stomach.
Stomach. Okay.
And then my mom came in and she started yelling, called the police, get dad. And then he came over and started attacking her. They actually got up and ran out the front door.
Wow.
And once mom was on the ground, he got up and started chasing after her.
And what were you doing?
Standing.
Did you come out in the hallway?
No, I was just standing in my room. And the process, I don't know what I was doing.
So he stabbed your mom with the same knife?
Yep, somewhere.
And where did he stab her?
I think in the neck too.
Okay.
And no, actually, he stabbed her in the neck, pushed her into the kitchen, and then tried to slip with her. She started screaming and ran into the family room. At the same time, he left the house.
Okay.
I went over and disabled the alarm.
Okay.
That's what I did. And then he
Where's
ran.
the pad for your alarm?
It's not the front door.
It's what?
It's now the front door.
Near the front door?
Yeah, and so I went over and disabled the alarm so it wouldn't,
But has she already gone outside?
She went outside and then Robert went after her.
So where did she...
She was laying in the driveway and he to go her back, the bench, if you don't know it, and started choking her.
on the bench out front?
Yeah, it was like a little bench, and he threw the bench on her and went back inside to go after the little kids.
Did he bring her in, or did she stay out there?
She stayed out there until he asked me to be in her, and I ran out. I had to go her inside. That's why she was in the interview. I had to go her inside.
Oh, you brought her back in.
Yeah,
Was she still alive?
Yeah, she was still screaming. And then at about the time Dad came down,
Okay.
because his bedroom's upstairs, and he went back in the boys' area where Robert was. The boys' area, that's what they call it, our room. And they started attacking Dad. They got a little bit of a fight, but then eventually Robert got him down, and I think he killed him.
Did he cut his throat too? Where did that happen?
In our room.
In your room?
Yeah.
And where were you?
I was standing in the hallway.
Okay. So did you see him cut your dad's throat?
Yeah.
Did he stab him other places too?
I don't know. I think he just went for the throat.
And where was she? Was in the entryway?
Yeah, she was. I think she was in the ATO at that time, and then he went in, and Daniel was in his room, which is down the hall, and I was like, "Let me."
How old's Daniel?
I think he's 12.
Okay.
And I was like, "Let me in," and he let me in. He was sitting on the phone with the police. I grabbed the phone, which is my phone. He got my phone. And then I ran into the kitchen and I smashed the underground So,
Which was your phone?
yeah, it was my phone.
Ugh. I don't have a cell phone anymore.
And then I went back down, and and Daniel and Christopher locked himself in the bathroom, Daniel locked himself in Dad's office.
Okay.
And then I finally got both of them to open the door, because they thought I wanted in there.
But they were in different rooms?
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
What Michael is describing is extremely sad. He says that during the attack, his 12-year-old brother Christopher, along with 7-year-old Daniel, locked themselves in their dad's office. Michael was able to talk to them and convince them to open the door. When they did that, thinking they were doing a good thing to help him, he walked in and began stabbing them to death.
Right.
Oh, I see.
And then Robert went in and stabbed him, and they went in and stabbed Christopher. That's when I stabbed Christopher.
So when he stabbed Daniel, where did he stab Daniel?
I think he shanked him in the neck, and then Daniel ran off, and so I went in and started attacking Christopher.
So Daniel got stabbed in the neck and ran off?
Yeah.
Where did you run to?
He ran into the family room about Mom. Mom ended up, she was lying on the ground yelling, call 911.
Okay. And he stopped in there?
Yeah, he collapsed in there, and then Robert came in and started stabbing him in the chest.
Oh, I see. And then who's the youngest, the 4-year-old?
The 4-year-old, I don't know what happened with her. I hope she's alive, right?
I'm sorry, I messed up. The one that you stabbed, who was that?
Christopher.
That's
He's
what I'm
a 8-year-old, I think.
He's 8.
10.
And he was in the bathroom.
Yep.
So Daniel had got stabbed in the neck, ran out to where your mom was.
Yeah.
Robert followed him, stabbed him some more.
Yeah, after we stabbed Christopher in the bedroom.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then basically after that, Venom was pretty much dead. We forgot about all.
Who was dead?
Everyone, I think,
Okay.
looked like they were dead, except for she was laying in the TV screaming. Then there was a knock at the door.
Okay.
Someone knocked at the door. I think that might be the neighbor, because the police wouldn't have been there yet. And then they just kept knocking on the door. So we turned around. I grabbed on, put my soft vest and heavy vest on. I was carrying the plates. I put my helmet on. And then we ran out the back door of Dad's office, climbed over the fence, went down into the park, and started cutting through the woods.
Okay.
We both collapsed. Like we started we were just sitting there, and they found us.
That's how you got kind of dirty and stuff, dirt on you. Did you guys have, like were you going to go, I mean, who else were you going to kill? Just whoever you ran into?
Yeah, pretty much. We said 5 at a time, like gas stations, restaurants.
Okay, and then just keep going.
Yep.
Did he have some money saved up or something?
Yeah, he had about 480 after buying all the ongoing weapons. Plus
You still have that?
Yeah, plus 100 I had.
Oh, okay. So we talked a lot about your plans in the beginning, because here's what I don't understand is, as you and Robert are kind of planning things out, I mean, because you seem like a really smart kid, and that you kind of, I mean, it seems like you had some pretty detailed plans. You guys had good equipment and weapons. And it seems to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I would think that as you guys planned this out, you had maybe more specific plans, like Robert was going to kill this person, and you were going to kill. So who were you supposed to kill?
I was supposed to take my pistol crossbow. Who was supposed to shank his, she was supposed to die quietly. Yeah, she was going to be the first one, she was. And then Robert would go in, slit Mom's throat, push her over, and we both go in and kill Victoria.
Because they were supposed to be like quiet. Right?
Yeah, I was supposed to go with it. And then I would go upstairs and shoot David, Dad, and the guy with my pistol crossbow would kill him, and then Robert would go over and kill him.
Okay.
So did you use your crossbow at all?
No. The only time I ever hurt anybody was when I stabbed Christopher in the neck.
This isn't like you stole a bicycle. You know, this is the most you can do. You know, so it's a big deal. But a lot of people, when they talk and think about this thing, your honesty is a big deal, and how you handle yourself from here on out. And if you come off, because to me you don't seem like a bad guy. You know, like you don't scare me. I mean, I never thought you would have done this. So you just seem like a normal kid to me, and you seem like an honest kid. But see, I talk to people all the time, and I mean, I know when people are lying or when I'm not quite getting the whole story. And so I just want to catch you before you get in that bad spot where people start saying you're a bad guy, you're evil, you're a liar. So just tell me what I'm missing.
Oh, I mean, along with the do thing, I was going to get onto, like, convincing the people who were still alive that, like, I was on their side. I called the police, you know, so they would, like, stay and Robert could get them.
So they kind of stay on the ground, and he'd be able to come stab him again.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to go get Robert to let him know someone was still making too much noise or anything?
No, it was chaotic. It was just going from person to person.
So what kind of things did you say to them?
But the only things I said to them was when I was trying to convince them that I was with them, so they would, you know, come to me and could kill them.
Okay.
Robert Bever eventually pleaded guilty to all counts and was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Michael Bever's trial began on April 16, 2018, and on August 9, 2018, he was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole.